recently saw this last weekend. Now, a lot of places are giving it very mixed reviews. IMDb is giving a 6.2 out of 10, which is, pretty decent. Rotten Tomatoes is 17%.
Ouch.
I never listened to Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, the one thing about Rotten Tomatoes, though, is it's not one review. They go off and they take hundreds of reviews, and they go off and, take them together, and then they, break, they take the average, and that's how they come up with, their score.
Yeah, and Metacritic gives it a 35%. Now I view more with a 6.2, of course. I think it's a really decent movie. The best part about the movie was the lack of Kristen Stewart.
Well, this was a prequel to this. You mean?
No, actually, it was the sequel. Basically, what it is this is after the evil queen Ravenna is actually defeated by Snow White and the Huntsman, played by Chris Hemsworth.
Okay.
So this basically what it is it shows how the Huntsman became the Huntsman. His whole upbringing. He was actually kind of raised and created in a sort of sense by Freya, which is actually Ravenna's sister. Also known as the Ice Queen, played by Emily Blunt, which I thought was an amazing choice. Very powerful actress, very beautiful actress. She really plays her parts to a T. And basically the whole point of this was she ran away from her sister, started her own kingdom, after she fell in love, and then her lover, or she got pregnant, and then her lover set her baby on fire, so she killed her lover. And this whole battle, so instead of love, she decided to conquer everything, and she stole children from their families, created them to huntsmen, so basically raised an army instead of raised a child. And Chris Hemsworth, who played Brighton, and Jessica Chastain, who played Sarah, ultimately fell in love. She stepped, the queen stepped in between, broke them up, and that's when the huntsman gets separated from them and ultimately takes down her sister. So she, it's the whole story of how it all kind of, intertwined together. Very, very unique. And once again, it revolves around the whole, magic mirror on the wall.
And I actually wanted to go see this movie last weekend, but it never ended up happening for a number of different reasons. But I'm actually kind of shocked because just looking at the previews and everything, and from the stories I've heard, I assumed that this was some sort of prequel.
No, I that's what I had assumed as well. Some of it does take place as a prequel, so to speak, before the huntsman defeats the queen. But the other half is what happens afterwards, where the Ice Queen now has him in her sights, and this whole thing. It's a very, it's telling a story about the story in the middle, and then becomes the story at the end.
Okay.
It's a very unique storytelling, aspect. I really enjoyed it. Definitely very informative and enjoyable. And wonderful actors and actresses. Chris Hemsworth is a phenomenal actor.
He's definitely shown that he's more than just Thor.
Yes,
for certain.
He's a very well-rounded actor. He kind of reminds me of Heath Ledger, so to speak. A very diverse portfolio of movies and talents. And of course, Charlize Theron, another very, very beautiful, who also appeared in this as well. It's very unique. A lot of spell, a lot of fighting, a lot of gore, a lot of magic, and some love.
And some love.
And that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
And so, how are you going to review this movie?
I agree with, IMDb, 6.2, 6.5 out of 10.
Okay, so
I'm going on a 10 on this one.
You're going on a 10 for this one, so roughly about 3 and 3/4 out of 5, then, so to
Yeah, we'll
speak.
give it 4 out of 5 just
4
because
out of
I feel
5.
generous.
All right, so there we go. These are sort of our reviews on these two movies. I encourage you
Yes, we encourage to see them both.
see them both, absolutely. If you can somehow have a double feature to watch them both, go for it.
Take a Saturday, go see Jungle Book first, then go see Winter's War, because you'll not be able to sit through Jungle Book if you see Winter's War first.
Good to know. So guys, we're gonna slowly wrap the show up. There's just a couple things I guess we can kind of talk a little bit about as we kind of head out the door on this episode, so to speak.
We have
Of course,
a door.
if you follow us on Facebook, you've been noticing that we go off and we do a kind of a introduction to our show. For this is, I think, the third week we've done this now.
Third week, yes.
And so we do plan to do this a little bit more often at the next WWE special event.
Who knows? We may actually ultimately end up doing a whole episode live, on camera.
We might just do that. I mean, it's we've kind of teased a couple of different ideas, including doing a whole show while just driving around in my vehicle.
Which I like that idea. Ultimately, though, it's a bad idea because we may get into a car accident.
This is true.
I'm a buffoon in the car.
You're a buffoon, and honestly, if you've been on their show or listened to our some of our past shows where we've had guests on, they've been very entertaining episodes. But it really does feel like the best stuff actually happens after we go off the air.
Yes, we may do bloopers.
So I would actually love to just do an episode where we just go off and instead of talking about a specific topic, we just go off and just shoot the breeze for 45 minutes and just, find out some of the most entertaining stories because, oh my God.
Yes, and I know lots of people with very entertaining stories.
Yeah, no kidding. And I understand, of course, you're back in talks of doing your Society of Sports.
Yes, I will. I will be doing my Society of Sports. I've gotten really big in UFC. I do attend pretty much every UFC event here in the city. At Tavern United, here in Winnipeg. If you want to somehow come down and say hi to us or me anytime UFC is on, send me a message on your Facebook page or Twitter, which we will announce shortly, and come down and say hi and meet and greets. Have some beer.
Have some beers. Maybe some wings.
Yes, they have good wings, especially their Guinness and whiskey wings.
There you go. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate your support.
That's not it.
What?
Next week, we actually have yet another special guest. A guest that you've heard before. Oh, Darth Panda.
Darth Panda.
We're going to talk about, Star Wars. No duh. Especially, Rogue One. We are going to be discussing Ghostbusters, unfortunately.
Do we have to?
But there's, one of the big reasons why is there's a lot of roles recently that are, really big on the whole female, lead. So we definitely want to discuss whether or not, if they're all a good idea.
Yeah. So we'll definitely. It would be very interesting to find out how Panda kind of, thinks about all this.
He smacked me with a wooden stick a few times.
I'm sure he has. And you know what? It might be interesting for us to go off and to maybe have him on for a 2-part episode and just kind of shoot the breeze afterwards and just see what the,
I agree. I agree.
So kind of like have a bonus episode, every once in a while.
Easter eggs
and all sorts of things. So again, thank you very much for listening. If you want to, you can follow us on our Twitter accounts, which you go ahead.
Okay, you can follow me at RealCaptFizz, so at RealCaptainFizz.
You can follow me at That Mask Guy. Follow the show at This Mask Show. I do realize that these accounts aren't that active these days with some of the other projects that I'm particularly working on at this time. I haven't been paying quite as much attention to this as much as I should, and I apologize. You could also go to our website www.bizmassshow.com,
.com.
and that actually has links to our Facebook account as well as our Twitter accounts. And honestly, if you're not following us on Facebook, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, we have fun on Facebook. I actually just posted the new trailer posters for Ghostbusters. Sorry, Ghost Chicksers.
Yeah,
whatever you want to call it.
The more I see of this, the less I'm
And if you have any ideas for a future show of ours, something you'd like us to talk about, we've done a lot of different variety of topics. Send me an email at captainfizz@fizzmassshow.com.
And there you go.
I'm open to all ideas.
Yeah, and I'm gonna also be trying to see if I can get some guests. There is a local lightsaber club here within Winnipeg. I'm going to see if I can get a hold of and see if we could possibly do a sit down interview with a representative.
Yeah,
sometime within the next couple of months or so.
I'm also going to be sending emails off to Icon as well, which is an anime convention here in the city, as well as once again trying to get hold of contacts from our C4 convention this in October, which I will be appearing at as well. So
it could be quite possible. Maybe we need to go up and talk to our good friend,
yes,
Sean.
We may be doing yet another episode down the near future, finding out the exploits of Conrad the T-Rex, who apparently likes to eat people. Still, bad T-Rex.
He is a T-Rex after all, carnivores and everything.
Yes.
So you know what, guys? It's time for us to go. So all I have left to say is good night. God bless. May the force be with you.
And as always, stay frosty, my people, and we'll see you next week.
Good night.
Good night.